think this is working. I think this is the second time going live in about 5 seconds because I think I broke the first time. Hey everyone, Steve Gonzer, physical therapist. Just got done working a long shift. I want to show you some cool run form stuff. I took these videos today. You're actually going to see that I'm proving that I took them today. I just got done in the clinic teaching a lot of people about run form. It's something I've been doing for 10 years, and it's all kind of going to tie into the midfoot project that we have coming up that starts April 1st. Midfootproject.com if you want to learn more about this. I'm going to show you a couple of runners, and I think this will help you understand and visually see like how run form can change between people and people who are trying to make some changes. So I'm going to show you my first runner here, which is really going to just kind of display why we want to change the way we run. So I'm going to let this play through at full speed, and then I'm going to slow it down. So this is how most runners run. I would say most of the runners I see run this particular way. So then we're going to watch this a little bit slower, if I can do it right. And very, very common. Let's go ahead and pause this right foot coming through and just take it to that end. So I can tell you, I really can tell you, most people run this way. So let's just go ahead and measure some angles here. Now, the key thing that you should know about this is the closer you get to 180 degrees in this angle right here, the more braking force you have in your running. Now, a lot of people come in around 175 to 180 degrees. So essentially like this is, if you just look at this real quick, her leg is a battering ram coming into the ground, and she's at 175 degrees. So what's going to happen here is this. The ground's going to come up, and it's going to apply a force to her body that looks just like this. You can see how that vector is pointing backwards. All the push-off force from here is now a braking force here. This is what I talk about when I talk to people about running, and when you run this way, and I'll show it again here in a minute, it's like driving your car down the road and tapping the brakes. The average runner takes 80 steps a minute. It's 160 times if you count both legs. Drive down the road down the car and tap the brakes 160 times a minute. Super inefficient, super slow, and it hurts. So if you watch her again, she's going to get rid of some of these lines for you. She's going to tap the right brake, then she's going to come through, she's going to push off on her left, and she's going to tap the left brake. And she's going to do this over and over again. Tap the brake. And then she's going to come through and tap a brake again. So every stride she's taken is tapping the brakes. This is what I was talking about. This impact, if you think about someone who jumps and lands, no one in their right mind would jump and land on a leg that looks like this, because the ground's going to push up, the body is going to push down, and all that force goes into the knee. So if you're a runner who's worried about knee health, running this way will torch your knees. So forget about the speed standpoint. Doing this will slow you down. It will increase the pressure to your knees. It will make things less comfortable. I'm going to show you at the end of this video what the right way looks like. We have a great model that did it great for us today. But if you're looking to learn more about like changing away from this, if you know you run this way, a lot of times you see your race photos and they look like this, and you're like, hey, am I running, or does it look like I'm walking? What's going on here? Go to midfootproject.com and you can check out more of this. So this is the key thing, getting away from this. A lot of impact force, really bad for your knees. It's very difficult to slow down. I had someone comment that, they can pull through. Here's the thing. This is pushing backwards. The center of mass for this runner is back here. It's very difficult for you to run and pull this leg through or pull your body through on this stride, even though most people run this way, without overstressing the hamstrings to catch and pull the foot underneath you. You want to use your pushing muscles. You want to maximize your shock absorption. This runner is shock absorbing through their bones. It's not what we want. So it's good to get away from that. So the next runner I want to show you is gentleman here. Yep. Okay, so with this runner, working on trying to find his midfoot strike, this is a huge error that people make when they try to get off of their heel and onto their midfoot. So again, you're trying to run midfoot so you can run faster, so you can get better shock absorption. The last runner, I'm going to show her quick. I call this the Air Jordans of the world. Let's see. You know the Air Jordan pose, right? And they have the legs out, and he's going for the dunk. This is the Air Jordan running form. The next one is the punter, kind of like he's punting a football, you'll see. Let's go to him. This is my punter. So let's go play him at full speed. And you'll see, like, if you don't know what you're looking for, it's tough to find this stuff. I've been doing this for 10 years, so I look at these runners like, oh, I know what's going on. I know how to fix that. I've worked with a lot of runners fixing these common issues. So let's kind of zoom in here on the foot. I'm going to pause. So let's watch his leg come through. The key thing again, is to look at is his leg position. So let's draw some markers on here. He is 176 degrees roughly, give or take, but you would mistake this for a midfoot strike, right? Because look at his foot's nice and flat. But here's the thing that you have to realize about midfoot striking. If you're going to midfoot strike, the foot is only a byproduct of the knee. The real true benefit to midfoot striking is to land on a bent knee. So he gets this, but if you think about, I should have probably pulled up a picture. I think of this as like a punter. When after they kick the ball, they have that really straight leg out to the front. Actually, their toes pointed, so it's like a straight line from their hip all the way through their foot. This is the punter. And what ends up happening is he gets to his midfoot. You can see, okay, now you're landing on a bent knee, right? So here's this coming down, landing on 163 degrees. This would be fantastic. The problem is it's really inefficient to run this way because he pushes off, and because he's not landing properly, look at how far off the ground his foot is. He's a very upright individual right now. So he's going to swing that leg all the way through, and then he's going to bring it down underneath him. This is super common when someone tries to run midfoot. I'm going to try to demonstrate it here. He's kicking the leg all the way out and then pulling it underneath him. You don't need that extra kick when you're trying to learn to run midfoot. Remember, the benefits of midfoot are awesome. Better shock absorption, less braking you're running, faster running, all this awesome stuff. But when you make a transition, you do it improperly, you get this extra kick out, and it's really inefficient. And not only that, this runner, let's go back to him quick. Let me know if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. But let's look at this. Look at how high off the ground he is, right? So he's going to have to land 80 times a minute from a couple inches off the ground, and that's a lot of load to your calf, your Achilles, all these different things. So we don't want to run this way. When you do this, people try to transition. They end up trying to get off their heel. They land too much on the front of their foot. They land too much on their calf, and they get all of this. Your calf is like a bungee cord, man. It's got the most elastic piece of your body. It's the most elastic piece of your body. So if you load it hard, it's going to be like a diving board. Walking up to the end of the diving board, jump on the back, the front of the diving board, it's going to launch you into the air. When you run this way, it's kind of what's happening. So we have some drills and stuff that we use to fix this, to make sure runners don't do this. Part of it is learning how to strength train properly to run midfoot, because you're going to be transitioning off of your heel and onto your midfoot and your muscles. So we want strength training there, but also not overextending, not landing on the toes. It took us a while to get there, but we included it all in the midfoot project. So if you're looking to change your run form for the better, this is the time to do it. We have a class that starts in April for anyone who wants to learn more. I want to show you though, because I think it's helpful to see what the right way looks like, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So I had these runners come in. I only videoed the second time, and I showed them, hey, this is what we're looking for. Maybe it'll be helpful to visually see what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to show you that runner now, because he does it amazingly. And it's this runner here who's running in his khakis. Believe it or not, that's me. And I wanted to show him what it would look like. So let's play this at normal speed. And you'll just watch a nice little pop to the stride. I'm not trying to toot my horn or anything. I've obviously been running this way for a long time. It's very natural. So go ahead and watch. And you'll see I'm running at an easy pace. It's pretty fluid. And what you're going to find is two things. You're not going to see the first runner who, let's go back to her quick, just for anyone who's jumping on. The first runner who way overextended, and then the second runner, go back to him, who overextended his leg and then brought it underneath him to there, so all that overextension. What you're going to find that I'm doing is on every stride, I push off. Look at my right leg pushing off. I get to like a vertical shin position. This is the key thing that everyone needs to know. My shin gets vertical, and my foot stays parallel to the ground. That 90-degree angle is critical, because now watch. My foot comes to the ground and kicks out maybe a little bit more. And my foot's coming to the ground with a relatively, this is tipped back a little bit if we're going to be nitpicky, but that knee is unlocked. Let's measure my knee angle. I think that'll help you guys see it. So we're here. Oh, something happened there. And then this one comes down here. And we're at that 164 degrees, 165 degrees. So the ground force isn't so much like a punch to my body where it's all getting shock absorbed in the knee. It's kind of like someone who would jump and land. They would soften their knees and allow themselves to shock absorb. That's what I'm doing with this stride. You got to think of running as just repetitive jumps. You can't just repetitively jump into a straight knee over and over and over again. It's going to kill your body and it's going to slow you down. So let's go back to me quick. Take this away. Again, let me know if in the comments if you have any questions. But we're taking this leg through. I got a nice fold on the back leg, and I swing this through. I get to here, and look at how the leg comes down. We're going to measure this one again. I'm going to play this in slow motion so you guys can see this. 164 degrees. That mid 160 is the number to be, guys. If you can get there and teach yourself to do this, when that ground pushes up, remember first runner was like this. Huge driving force backwards. My force is more of an upwards push, which is going to load the quad. It's going to load the calf. Oops. It's going to load the calf. You can't see it up there, but it's going to load my butt as well up top. So I'm going to be loading those muscle groups to catch my shock absorption, and I'm not going to be loading the knee. I don't have this huge braking force backwards. It's more of an upwards push. And the key thing, a lot of people are fighting me on this, on these Facebook Lives, like, oh, you're going to destroy your calves if you don't do it well. I'm not landing on the front of my foot. If you're going to properly midfoot strike, you don't land on the front of your foot. You should be landing on the entire foot. That's how you make sure you don't overload the calf. So let's zoom in on my foot here. See how my foot, if anything, I'm kind of on my heel just a touch, but for the most part, one sec. My foot is relatively flat. We'll give it a little pitch up just to keep me honest. But I'm not landing on my toes. You can't land on your toes if you want to do this right. And it's all what we package in the Midfoot Project. It's 5 weeks of training of everything we learned over the last 10 years, including some sweet bonuses on foam rolling and things, and some Q&As with me and Patrick, who's my cohort for Run Smart Online, and we actually talk you through this whole process, every drill, every exercise that you need. If you're serious about running and you want to learn this style, I really recommend it. The only thing, it's not for everyone. So if you're interested, midfootproject.com. We're going to be closing registration at the end of this month, so you have to get in before then. But it's not for everyone. If you have a calf injury, not for you. If you have a race that you're really serious about, like looking for a PR in the next like 5 or 6 weeks, it's not for you. But anyone else, sore knees, you're worried about your knees, you want to run faster, you want to train smarter, I definitely recommend the Midfoot Project. We've been doing this for 2 years. We usually only do this once a year. We're not sure if that's going to be the same this year, but if you're interested in learning how to run smarter, improve your run form, and get these big rocks out of the way, which is really poor running, go to midfootproject.com. I think you guys will dig it. It's a cool program. We've been doing it for a while. And then just thanks for the comments, Connie. Glad you enjoyed this info. It's nice to see that someone's watching. And then I always think like my mom's watching. She'll be the only one that comments. Matthew, cool. I had no idea about the leg positions. Leg position is critical. I talk about Midfoot Project. Midfoot Project is a byproduct of the knee. It's not necessarily a byproduct of the foot. The foot's going to follow the knee. We talk about this all in the Midfoot Project. But no one identifies with, like, I'm not going to call it the knee position project. The goal is to get you on your midfoot properly, and it's all about the knee position. And everyone identifies with a heel strike too, right? So we call it Midfoot Project, midfootproject.com if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a great night, and I'll be around for some more comments. Oh, we have one more. I have sore calves and plantar fasciitis. Would this be for me? Sore calves, as long as they're not injured, are completely fine. I would definitely work on getting those under wraps before we start. Plantar fasciitis, this can do really well with, but the calves I'd be careful with. You want to stretch and probably get those worked out. Probably even a little bit of rest, let those calm down. And we can definitely help you with those because one of the neat things about the Midfoot Project is it's not like a, oh, here it is, you're going to start running midfoot. It is a gradual process over 5 weeks because it takes that long. I mean, again, we've been doing this for 10 years. We know how long it takes to transition to your midfoot safely so you don't blow up your calf or get Achilles issues. But as long as you don't have like an Achilles tendonitis or bad calf strain, this project is definitely for you. Or if a race is coming up. If you have a race coming up in the next 5 or 6 weeks, I wouldn't recommend it either. So hopefully this helps you guys visualize it. You saw an awesome guy running in his khakis. I told the runner that I was working with that if he just ran in his khakis, he could look like me and get his run form dialed in. But it takes work, it takes practice, and we're here to help. So midfootproject.com if you're interested. That is midfootproject.com. I'll say it that second time because I like to mumble. All right, I'm off for some dinner, and I hope everyone has a great night. Bye, guys.